Shedeur Sanders didn't really impress people this week in relief for the Cleveland Browns, and that has a lot of people doing a little bit of grave dancing right now. And I am perplexed at the reactions to this young quarterback and specifically to this performance. So let's break down why I think people are really rushing to judgment here. If you happen to miss it, Shedeur Sanders, a bit of a stumble this week in his debut for the Cleveland Browns. And obviously, this is not your regular backup or third string quarterback. This is someone who brings a lot of name value, given who he was as a college football quarterback and who his dad was and is. So there's a lot that goes into this equation. But the people who are coming out this week being like, oh yeah, see, told you, I would like to go on record and say this proved nothing to me. Absolutely nothing to me whatsoever. No one ever said he was going to be ready to play and to be a starter in the NFL in year number one. That was always, honestly, that was always the discussion around this kid. And I think a lot of it got lost in some of the extracurriculars that were going on around the draft process. But I don't understand I don't understand why we are surprised when the kid who wasn't ever going to be ready to play in year number one, wasn't drafted to play in year number one, hasn't prepared to play in year number one, wasn't good in year number one. Of course he wasn't. He was never going to be. No one, even the people the highest on him as a quarterback prospect, would tell you that this kid was going to be ready to be a day one starter. There wasn't a soul out there who was going to tell you, or they were being delusional or lying to you or whatever. Honestly, maybe they were just wrong. But anyone who watched and anyone who knew had a pretty good understanding that this was going to be a project. Now, a project that could deem some good results still, but this was going to be a project. I never looked at Shedeur as a prospect, someone who could come in week one and start for my football team. He was always going to have to redshirt, which was always going to be part of the problem with this kid, because the attention was going to outweigh the ability in year one. And what was best for him wasn't necessarily going to be what was great for a lot of the attention that would be brought in. So I thought you needed a solid as heck starting quarterback. You needed a firmly planted head coach in whatever organization that was going to draft him, and reputationally in the National Football League anyway, and you were going to need to be able to bring this kid along. And that was why the draft process, initially, why I understood him falling the way that he did. Because when you look at the teams that were at the top of the draft, it was going to be Cleveland. It was always going to be a little bit tricky to have him be the backup quarterback with Joe Flacco as the starter. And Kevin Stefanski, quite frankly, coaching for his job, because there was going to be a lot of calls to bring this kid in and everything like that. And he's just not ready. We saw that abundantly clear. But he was never going to be. He's not getting the starter reps in practice, nor should he. And development of a quarterback, it's a bigger issue in the NFL, but it's a little wonky at times for the backups. So what happened on Sunday, shouldn't change anyone's mind. It shouldn't surprise anyone. It definitely should not change the mind of anyone who was following this kid and who was getting ready for this draft process at all. I don't get well, I do, because of everything that came with that draft and the attention that this kid's people brought onto him and everything around who he is and who his dad is. So I understand the celebrating today, but if you're using Sunday to justify anything, I think you are really missing the bigger picture, and you're probably doing it on purpose. Am I wrong? I am sure, me saying no one thought this kid was going to be a day one starter, a day one starter. I am sure that there were people who were out there saying this guy can turn franchises around right away. So maybe I am overstating some of that part of it anyway. But where am I wrong? Where are the lies in what I said? Let me know in the comment section there. Would love to debate this with you guys, as this is obviously a hot button issue in the National Football League. And hey, if you like this, check out the podcast wherever you get your pods. Just search Couch Potato Diary on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartMusic, all those places. Just search out Couch Potato Diary and bring me with you wherever you go.